Hey there, Facebook. It is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer, and coach from Live, Love, Give. And today's message is one that I am personally going through. I think, as you guys are aware by now, you know that all these messages that I share are relatable to something that is going on in my life, either for me personally, or a coaching client of mine, or a special friend of mine. Whoever it is, it's always happening right here, right now. So what I wanted to share with you guys today is all about what you fear about, you bring about. And I actually, in my free training that I did for you guys a couple of days ago, this is, for anybody who joined me through that training, this is absolutely the second step of the 8-step formula. So it's all around you know, focusing on what we want, right? But it's that whole law of attraction. It's what we really focus on is what we get. You know, whether you are going to focus on what you really want, or, as I'm going to talk about today, when we focus by default on our fears, they absolutely start generating in our lives. And today I'm going to use a personal example of the greatest challenge that I've been going through over the last few weeks or few months, actually last couple of months in particular. And I'm going to use a story in regards to a friendship of mine that's been very challenging, also very rewarding, but I want to dive into and share a bit of that to sort of really articulate what I mean by what I'm sharing with you guys today around what you fear about, you bring about. And so over the last few months, I have had some sort of challenges in my own life about just getting to that next level. You know, I'm a big believer that our potential is limitless and we are always striving to get to that new level, those of us who are committed to our growth. So we never quite make it. There's always this next level and then this next level and this next level. And I love that because that excites me because I love growing and I love the challenge, even though it's terrifying a lot of the time. But anyway, I had this limiting block that was kind of in the way, and it actually entered my life back when one of my closest friends actually entered my life a few months ago. And it sort of happened pretty soon after that connection entered my life. This block sort of occurred. And anyway, it's only been recently that I have been working with somebody else in my life who has absolutely helped me tremendously for overcoming this block and this limitation that I've been battling with for a few months. And anyway, what kind of happened with this challenge, with this friendship in my life, was that they got immensely jealous of this other person who was able to help me, you know, break through this block. And what they made that mean was that they ultimately weren't adding value to my life and this other person was adding more value to my life than they were. But how that ended up playing out was very indirect. So, you know, the friendship with this person went from being immensely valuable in my life, you know, that just, you know, they became like my best friend. And we had such a great connection and everything was amazing. But then I was starting to notice over the last couple of months that I was kind of starting to not feel good in our connection. I was even got to the point where I kind of started dreading their phone call because I didn't like how it felt. And it was hard to kind of get my mind around what had gone wrong. And this often happens when we have unspoken stories that we get stuck in our mind about. We're not communicating with the other person, so we never give them an opportunity to help us through that and create a better quality of relationship and with understanding. But that didn't occur, and so all I was kind of left with was this feeling. And the relationship kind of went to this bipolar kind of extreme. So one minute, this person was completely over the top, overwhelmingly encouraging of what I was doing. And I wondered to myself, why does that feel weird that this person is so supportive? What's going on there? Why can't I really take this in? Why can't I really connect with this, you know, that sounds amazing and what's going on there? And then, so I've been kind of battling that. And then the next minute, this friend was belittling me, and in this really indirect way, kind of like laughing at little things that maybe I wasn't quick enough on, or whatever it was. It was just these two extremes that could happen in a matter of minutes, on the same call with this person or the same connection with this person. And so it got me to this point of just kind of dreading having this connection, because I didn't know what I was going to get. I didn't know what to expect. And all I knew was that it was kind of this really challenging to my self-esteem and belief in myself, like having to deal with this person's over the top, support, rah, encouragement for my success, and then the next minute diminishing me as a person and feeling as though like it was just these two extremes. And so I think I've had enough experience in challenging relationship dynamics by this point, and I'm sure I'm going to continue a lot more, to actually realize that this wasn't healthy and there was something else going on. And I have no problem with communicating about challenging topics in relationships, because I think if you don't have the opportunity to go really deep. And I'm not interested in anything that's not really deep in any of my connections, be it with my friends, my family, my clients, everybody. We must go deep or go home. It's just not worth our time. And so I brought this up, and it created even more challenge in that relationship, until we got to a point where this friend actually admitted to me that the reason why they had been operating the way that they had was because they had immense jealousy that this other person had added value, more value than them in their mind, to my life. And to the point where this person, right when I was just leaping over to this next level of my potential and getting over this block in my life, something that if somebody loves you, they are there for you, they're really like in it with you, and your success is their success, right in that moment, they created this really dramatic episode, really just right before they knew I was about to take that leap, and even took me off Facebook and all this stuff, and all this dramatic stuff happened right when I was about to make this leap. Luckily, I have built enough self-esteem and self-worth generated from within to see what was going on and not let it throw me off course, and actually continue and be kind of reinforced within myself that I can do it, by myself, and I'm not going to let anybody else jeopardize me stepping into new levels of my potential. But where the real challenges come in is when is where you want to go with that relationship afterwards, and not taking it personally. All right, so a lot of us in that scenario, we can kind of take that really personally, feel like this person should have been here for me, they should have done this, they shouldn't have done that, and we can get really trapped in our own fears around that and block and sabotage any sort of growth in that connection and relationship. And mind you, my mind went there, right? So I'm a human being just like we all are, and my mind went there to begin with. But then, with the work I do, I have to walk my talk, right? And so what I had to think about was seeing beyond fears, because this person is very special to me in my life, and they have added immense value in my life up until this point, right, where it's starting to diminish. And so what I needed to do is see through poor behavior and realize that poor behavior is always generated from our fears and insecurities. And when we get trapped in our own fears and insecurities, we're trapped in our own little world, and we can't get beyond it. We're not looking at helping and supporting others and encouraging them and their success being our success. We're too focused on our own fears and insecurities to be able to even go there. And so it makes us play out these poor behavioral patterns. And if we want to create extraordinary connections in our lives, we need to have the ability and the self-love and the self-generated self-worth to be able to see beyond behavior, not accept poor behavior and always question poor behavior, not validate it and make it okay, But definitely, see that person for where they're at and not take it personally, so that you can actually help and support that person. And it's always going to be with you being the leader and not letting their fears lead the connection of the relationship, but you and your healthy boundaries and your enforcement of those healthy boundaries, which takes a lot of courage, and it takes it's challenging to get yourself out there and have to, for me personally, I hate having to go through that whole, I've got to reinforce healthy boundaries. Can't we just know what's great and healthy for us and move in that direction? So that's challenging for me, because I don't, as a recovering people pleaser, I don't like to have to feel like a bit of a hard ass, in those situations, and feel like I have to, sort of just be more direct and more straight. If you guys have known me for this long, know I love being excited and energized and loving and bloody all encompassing, right? And to have to lay down the law and restrict and all that sort of stuff is not natural to me, but it's absolutely empowering to me, because it's an area where I've had to have a lot of major growth in order to create the kind of connections in my life that I really want to, and reach new heights of my potential. And so the reason why today's message is really all about what you fear about, you bring about, is that this beautiful friend of mine had such a fear based on their own fears and insecurities that they weren't going to be adding as much value to my life as this other person was, that they ended up creating that fear, manifesting that fear into our dynamic, where our connection started really having diminishing returns. Instead of being a connection that, I really felt like we had each other's backs and it was extraordinary and amazing and so value-packed, it ended up going the complete opposite direction, all because this person had their own fears and insecurities, and what they were so focused on their fears that they ended up manifesting it into our connection. And so this is just an example of how we really need to be conscious of what we fear most, and we need to communicate about what those fears are, because whatever we keep stuck within has a huge emotional charge, and we get so focused on it that we end up manifesting it. And I'm sure you guys could reflect throughout your life and see how this has been absolutely true for you. And I want us to be more empowered. So that is why we need to build consciousness around our emotional charges, which the most emotionally charged we get are around our fears. So we have to have a process of checking in with them so that we know that they're not determining the course of our lives. And instead, we are able to go, not going to focus on that. I'm going to bring it up to the surface. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to see where I need to grow here. I'm not going to let this subconscious limiting belief and emotional trigger determine the course of my life, because I know, because I'm intelligent and emotionally intelligent enough to know that whatever I fear about will bring about if I don't address it, and if I don't redirect my focus onto the things that I actually want to manifest into my life. And so I really hope that any of you guys who didn't catch my training that I did the other day, this is one of the major steps in you really getting what you want in your life and enjoying the process, in you being successful, and not just successful, but actually fulfilled authentically and living your life by design and not default. Then I really encourage you guys to check out that training, and definitely this 8-week group coaching empowerment course that I'm going to be doing. Oh my gosh, I am just so excited about delivering this for all of you beautiful human beings who have jumped on board. It starts March 26th. I have so much in store for you guys, and anybody who is absolutely committed to living their life by design and reaching their absolute limitless potential, and having a system that you carry with you throughout your life to know where you're sabotaging your success and not let it sabotage you any longer. You can go back to this 8-step formula and absolutely break through. And I've delivered that free training for you guys, so you'll have all those 8 steps. And for anybody who really wants to master their life and master these 8 steps, which you'll absolutely want to if you listen to that training all the way through, Toward the end of that training, I introduce you to what the 8-week empowerment group coaching program is. Whoa, it will blow your mind. I have never offered anything like this before. I've only offered, one-on-one coaching, which is just not doable for myself to work with huge amounts of people or for people at that price point. So this is something that I am extremely excited about sharing with you guys because it's going to allow me to really live my mission at a whole new level and make it so much more accessible for you beautiful human beings out there. And I really want to make you guys who enter this first round with me my absolute case studies. So I would be honored to take you on that journey. So make sure you check out that free training. And if you really want to master this area and go seriously deep, I really invite you to come on that journey with me. All the details are at the end of that free training, so you can learn about it and learn what's in store for you, and definitely make sure that you're doing that quickly, because first week this launches is on the 26th of March, so less than 2 weeks to go. So make sure you claim your spots, because I'm going to have it limited to a small group because I want to go seriously deep, make sure everybody is super successful, so I can use you as my amazing success stories and case studies, and that's why it's so accessible for this round. So let me check in with you guys and see who's been able to join me. I've got Anita and Alexandria and Sam, hello, and Andreas and Ram and Joseph and Sam, thank you so much, and Tanya, hello to you, and Andres, hello, and Laval and Joe, and Judy and Paul and Jody and Marlon and Agneta and Ahmed and Jessica and Jamie. Jessica, is it your birthday today? Happy birthday, beautiful human being. I think I saw something, but I haven't had a chance to write to you yet. So massive shout out to you. And Alexandria, sounds like the friend's own insecurities and fears. Absolutely. And sometimes the most challenging thing is when we can see that for another human being, but sometimes we're not always the right messenger for them. And so it can be really challenging. And what I've found with this particular friendship, because I value it so much, I'm not willing to continue going down the path that it's been on. And I've had to enforce some really healthy boundaries. And I've also made the realization that their growth is probably going to be a lot better had without my presence in their life in the short term. And as challenging as that is for me, because I so want this connection in my life, but sometimes you need to be willing to not be liked, and you need to put your own needs aside so that you can really be of service to another person. And I always look at, what's the vision here? What are we looking to create in this relationship? And what's best for the relationship isn't necessarily going to feel good in the moment, but we have to do what's ultimately going to get us the result that we're after, rather than trying to make it happen in a way that's insanity, because we keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Thank you, Albert Einstein. And absolutely, yes. And Ladouan, hello to you, and Emma and Kitamet. Good morning to you. I'm doing great. I hope you are too. And Mary's here. And Sam, maybe they had a crush on you. To be honest, that's part of it. So I wasn't going to go there, but that is part of it. When we can be in these relationships with others that have a different vision for what they want, and if it's misaligned with you, then gosh, can that create a lot of challenge. But at the end of the day, we have to be true to ourselves, and we can't just go along with what another person wants. I've done that for too many people in my life, and I know where it ends, and it's not healthy for either of us. And so you've got to know what you want in relationship, and you've got to have the courage to communicate that and know what's healthy for you to move in that direction. So yeah, you're a little bit intuitive there, I think, Sam. And Josie's here. And Sam, yes, your self-esteem and self-worth is your power and magic. Absolutely spot on. And Sean and Robbie and Alexandria, like you say, everything is an expression of love or cry for love. Yes, absolutely. Course in Miracles, I love that. Yes, absolutely. Everything another person says or does is absolutely either an expression of love or a call for love. So, an expression of love, obviously coming from love, a call for love is coming from fear. So recognize that, and that's how you're absolutely of most service to all those special people in your life. Absolutely. So beautiful for you to bring that up. Alexandria and Paul's here, and Gabrielle and Sam. Yes, that's your power. Healthy boundaries regardless. Yeah, not always easy, but definitely necessary. And Jolene and Vaughn and Ladisma, thank you for your insight. You are so welcome. I'm grateful that this is of value to you. And Phil's here, and Jetty and Sam. Your magnet and magic can be threatening to men who are not awake and conscious. Yeah, I absolutely agree that we all have, different energy that can be absolutely threatening to other people. And I spent a huge amount of my life dulling down who I was, so that I didn't, step on any toes, so that I didn't threaten anybody. Even in past relationships, I found myself, I never had a coaching client who was a man when I was in a relationship. Not because anybody tried to control me, but because of my own, too focused on the potential of rocking any boats and always, limiting myself so that I could make other people feel better about themselves, which is completely disempowering for both yourself and them. But it was well-intentioned, but I've learned a lot of lessons from now. And also having those friendships in your life where your success ends up threatening them or who you are or whatever area of your life your wealth is in, maybe it's in your career or your finances or your beauty or your health or your fitness or whatever it is. We don't want people in our lives who are threatened by those things, particularly if you have some people-pleasing tendencies like I have, because you end up dulling who you are down so that you can be more accommodating to these people who have a lot of fears and insecurities, and you're not doing them any favors. You're actually limiting their growth and their potential, simultaneously diminishing your self-belief and your trust within yourself, which takes time to repair and heal as well. So absolutely, Sam. Thank you. And Caden's here. Awesome. And Gabrielle, more challenging to enforce boundaries in a relationship of several years. That is absolutely true, and something that I have definitely had failures and successes with in long-term relationships. Where I found real success is actually in some family relationships. That's phenomenal, and I think that the greater our vision and determination to create something extraordinary with another person, the more invested we are in that relationship and its future, the more we're able to step forth with courage and do the right thing, not the easy thing. So absolutely agree there, Gabrielle. And Kaden, I'm late, but I look forward to the recording. Awesome, Kaden. I love that you're here anyway. I know I jump on all these random times, so I'm just grateful that you guys are available to show up whenever you can. And it's awesome that there's always a recording, although always be here live because I love having you here. And Gabrielle, I haven't received an email with the link from your webinar. Oh, Gabrielle, I will shoot one personally over to you once I get off this video for you, because I really want you to see it. You absolutely have to, and I want your feedback. And Vikram's here, and Auguste for Tony. Thank you for being here. Sorry if I just screwed up your name, but Alexandria, I'm doing a lot of work in this area, especially for the future, as I've never had any clear future vision or plan for later life. Just live in the moment or year at a glance. Totally resonate with that, Alexandria. My life completely shifted when I stopped living in that short-term mindset, and I absolutely shifted to a long-term perspective. And so I absolutely hope that you are going to, I know you are holding a place in this 8-week empowerment group coaching course. I hope that you get over the line and come with me on that journey, Alexandria, my spirit sister, because absolutely this will be game-changing in terms of creating that vision and being empowered every step of the way. Every step that I'm going to be sharing with you and diving really deep with and working with you on the individual level with, so excited about that because I love going really deep with you guys. But I'm going to introduce you not only to the principles and the secrets for being absolutely successful in each of the steps in the formula, but also there's universal laws that dictate and determine how successful you are in each of these principles. And you know, the law of attraction, which is one universal law, that's just one. There's 7 more that are determining your success. And we're going to go really deep with that. And I'm going to make sure that you guys get it and really take it on board so that you can have the ultimate self-development tool in your tool belt for the rest of your life. So hope you guys are going to join me. If you want to learn more, like I said, make sure you watch that entire free training. Get to the whole end of it. The beginning is outlining all of those steps. It's giving you so much value. And then I talk into what to expect in the 8-week empowerment group coaching program. Whoa, it's amazing. And I want you guys to not miss out because it's never been offered before. It's going to be a really small group for this first round so that I can really go seriously deep with you, and it's never going to be this cheap. It's crazy. So definitely check that out. And Vikram, hello to you. And Sam, happy birthday, Jessica. I love that you guys are saying happy birthday to Jessica. That's awesome. And Gabrielle, look forward to watching 8 Steps. Awesome. I can't wait for you to check it out. And Joel, good morning to you. And Ellen from BSS. I have no idea where that is, but I absolutely love having you here. And Marco's here, and Chris, and Kiminari, and Ladawan from Thailand. I love Thailand. I actually lived there for a few months back. What was that? Not last year, the year before. So I love Thailand. And Joel, Vanessa, how to be an effective motivator or speaker, because I usually motivating and inspiring my loved ones like friends, but they don't want it. Yeah, what a great question, Joel. And isn't that funny how you know, when we know we have something valuable to share, but oftentimes people don't want to hear it, you know. So we absolutely, one of the major things that I learnt in terms of being successful at what I do, in terms of really delivering a message of empowerment, was to stop forcing it onto people who just didn't want it. And that's the thing that we do as human beings, you know, when we find something valuable and we know it can help and support somebody, we just want to share it, you know. That's a beautiful quality to have. But when we share it with people who just don't want to hear it, we end up starting to doubt ourselves and our ability to be of service and help, and that throws us off course. So what I would say to you, Joel, is to start getting yourself out there and start attracting people into your life who actually want the value that you can add. But yeah, let's if you really want some deeper training on that, I would actually encourage any of you guys out there, because I know I've spoken to a lot of you who want coaching, but some of you haven't been able to go ahead because either I haven't had the places available with my coaching, because I only work one-on-one with a really small group of people at a time because I go so deep, and also it might not have been in your price range. You know, coaching with me on the one-to-one level starts at $5,000 US. You can't get it any cheaper than that. And so that is exactly the reason why I've created this 8-week group coaching empowerment program, not only to take you through the major trainings that will get you accessing ever increasing levels of your limitless potential, break through your limitations, but also you get to work with me on the one-to-one level as well in that dynamic. So it's crazy, you know, at this price point that it is, and if you do want one-on-one coaching with me and before you haven't been able to, I would absolutely encourage you to jump on this offer, because it's not going to be shown again, and I really will be working with you personally. So things like that, Joel, in terms of what you're looking to do, that vision that you have, we're going to be working on that. I'll be there with you every step of the way during that 8 weeks to make sure that you're getting leaps and bounds towards exactly what you really want. So I'd encourage you to check that out, Joel. And Matthew's here, and Abhishek, and Pervez. Good morning to you. Thank you for your kind compliments. And Michael's here. And Chris, I need to do it. I need to schedule it. Can I do it on the 1st of April? Not a fool's joke. I love that, Chris. Absolutely. So the way that I'm doing this, I can't wait to get into it. So I'm going to start it for you guys on the 26th of March. How it works is that every week on the Monday Australian time, we'll be doing a live training session. But if you can't make it, it's okay. Everything that gets recorded throughout our journey, even all the group coaching work that we do, everything, we catch up 3 times a week live. And if you can't make it to any of those, everything is recorded. If you have any questions that you can't make it to any of the group coaching sessions with, you send them through. I answer it all for you when you get the recording. And you're going to have lifetime access to this. So this is just phenomenal value, and it doesn't matter if you can't make it live. You will never miss a beat of any of this training. So I encourage you, jump on it now. It's not ever going to be at this rate ever again. This is absolutely crazy, and I'm also so super focused on making you guys, whoever joined this first round, my success stories for this program. This is the ultimate time to go for it. If you, like I said, make sure you watch the free training if you want more information about what it is, and I'll also put the direct link to claim your spot and jump on board, because it's only going to be limited to a maximum of 20 people for this first round. So hope that answers your question, Chris, and awesome to see you. And Jim and Manu and Joel, you are so welcome, my friend. And Mia and be exactly like you. There's nobody better. So awesome, Joel. And Julie's here, and Chris, awesome, definitely. Yes, you got to come on board. I'd so be honored to have you a part of that, Chris. It'd be awesome. And Sam, one-on-one coaching for $5,000 is value for money, as you're amazing and great deliverer. Thank you so much, Sam. I so appreciate that. And yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't claim to charge anything that I don't feel I can absolutely over-deliver on. So thank you. That means a lot, my friend. And Kim's here. And Joel, oh, you're such an amazing speaker. You inspire me every day. Thank you, just like Tony Robbins. I have read all of his books. Awesome, Joel. And I really appreciate those beautiful compliments. You've absolutely made my day. And I'm grateful that you find value in these messages. So thanks for showing up and being here. And Ray's here, and Nirupama, thank you for being here. Or Neo. Okay, awesome. Gave me that clarity. That's way easier to say. Love it when you guys do that for me. But really, guys, that was my message for you. I hope that it's got you seriously thinking about, what are you currently manifesting in your life? What are you focusing on? Remember the law of attraction. You know, we get what we focus on, and that's what this is about. So you might as well absolutely master what that's all about. But like I said, in order to be really sustainably successful in our lives, we not only need to understand and know the universal law of the law of attraction from The Secret. You might be aware of it. You've got 7 other ones that are absolutely no less important in your direction to reaching a new level of your potential. So that's exactly what I want to be training with you guys on, and I'm going to be. Starts March 26th, and I hope that you all can join me. It's so accessible, and I really want you guys to go deep with me and not miss out. And Yabes, thank you so much for joining. I hope you catch the recording, get a ton of value from today's message. And as always, guys, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary. And I definitely could not encourage you more to check out that free training that I've got the link up above. I'll also put the direct link to join the 8-week Limitless Potential group coaching empowerment program, which I'm so excited to share with you guys and go seriously deep with you as individuals. So definitely jump on board with that as well. Make sure you claim your spot, because we're kickstarting on the 26th of March, and it's going to be limited to a maximum of 20 people. Gonna go deep. It's going to be amazing, and get excited. I'm sending you guys all of my love, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow.